posters show there's only 25 days left until the college entrance exam. The boy is shocked to realize he's gone back in time before the exam. He finds himself back in high school, surrounded by students studying hard. Panicking, he screams, wishing he was reincarnated after getting into college. Since ancient times, terrifying creatures have invaded Earth through secret realms. These secret realms are full of monsters who break through rifts to attack the human world. To survive, humanity created the powerful beast gene system. By injecting beast genes, warriors gain monster abilities and protect civilization. Warriors gained elite status and powers to battle giant beasts. Blue Star entered a new age where only strength matters. Martial cultivation became the supreme path. Above everything else, a new soul is transported into the body of someone named Yi-He. The confused boy realizes he's now Yi-He, a high school student. Yi-He gets mocked by classmates for dreaming of passing the entrance exam. A girl insults him, telling him to drop out of school. She cruelly tells him he's only fit to be a lowly worker for life. Yi-He sarcastically notes that every bullied main character has a mean girl like her. Yi-He learns the bodies past his grades fell after his parents' accident. He complains that he's stuck living a loser's life now. The teacher announces it's time for the genetic modification serum injection. Years of training and effort were all leading to this one moment. And for the students who slacked off, there's a price to pay. Yi-He laughs to himself, thinking there's no reason to panic since it wasn't him who slacked off. But now that he's taken over this body, he has to take responsibility. Determined, he promises to fix everything and turn his life around. The genetic injection conference is about to begin at Ancheng High. A student confidently wonders if he'll awaken as a powerful beast like a mountain splitter or sea bridge dragon. His friend mocks him, joking he'll awaken as a Tier 1 butt beast. The high-tech case containing the gene serums is opened. Inside are powerful gene serums made from ancient magical beast DNA. The teacher explains that the stronger your body, the stronger beast gene you'll awaken after injection. He tells the students not to panic and come forward when their names are called. The gene awakening serum is injected into the students one by one. Students scream and react wildly as the gene injection takes effect, surprising Yi-He. Yi-He bravely injects the serum, determined to go for it. His eyes widen in shock, waiting for a reaction, but nothing happens. The teacher notices no change and Yi-He jokes maybe his serum was fake. The bully laughs loudly, mocking Yi-He for not awakening any powers. A girl mocks Yi-He, saying he's doomed without powers. Yi thinks she's the main bully. Suddenly, Yi-He feels something strange awakening inside him. A system screen shows Yi-He has awakened the rare Infinite Monster template and martial skills. While others doubt him, Yi-He warns them to leave as something starts to awaken inside him. Yi-He warns them to leave as his body radiates with overwhelming energy. A massive monster form erupts behind Yi-He, shocking everyone around. His aura is so intense that it knocks everyone back, some even start puking. A mysterious girl watches in surprise as her power reacts to Yi-He's awakening. A strong student starts doubting himself, sensing someone might be stronger. Yi-He's system reveals his rank template Mad Flame Demola and its powerful abilities. Yi-He realizes his template is extremely rare and a rank Infinite Monster template. Amazed, he wonders if this mysterious system is his legendary cheat power. Everyone's shocked that the weak Yi-He just unleashed powerful Aura Wang Xing, who awakened a second-tier beast, is completely knocked out. Even while defeated, she wonders what terrifying power Yi-He awakened. Yi-He casually apologizes, saying he warned them before awakening. A loudspeaker announces that all awakened students must go to the testing building to check their magical beast gene and martial arts level. Machines in the lab can detect a person's magical beast gene and measure their martial arts level. Lai Xinyuan awakens a third-tier magical beast bloodline called Swift Spine Bug, making him the strongest in class. Chuju awakens the top-tier Ice Demon Dragon bloodline and is praised as the top student and future champion. Miss Liu awakens the rare Stage 4 Nether Sparrow bloodline, powerful enough to destroy a city only Grandmasters can resist it. He wonders why his awakened beast is ranked as a class, while others have Stage 3 or Stage 4 types. He is called up next, and he nervously thinks the situation is overwhelming. As he walks through the crowd, everyone is amazed by his presence and wants to get close to him. He steps into the testing chamber for his awakening. Students are shocked by the pressure he emits, believing he's about to have a major breakthrough. A mysterious observer notices He's power and becomes curious about him. He's data is mostly hidden, with only basic info showing his beast information is a mystery. The system shows he is only Martial Disciple Stage 3, and his beast bloodline is marked as unknown. Classmates mock he for his low level and unknown bloodline, calling him weak and useless. A silhouette walks away, thinking, as expected, possibly disappointed or unsurprised by the outcome. He realizes the system couldn't detect any standard beast template for him. Instead, he unlocks the mysterious infinite monster template system that works through quests and reputation. He smiles, realizing his template is different and possibly more powerful than everyone else's. He gets excited, thinking if he meets the conditions, he can draw unlimited monster templates and become the king of monsters. The story shifts to Anchangno, one high school. The teacher doubts he's request to study from home, thinking he won't actually focus. He passionately insists he wants to get stronger and do better. He admits he's far behind and needs special training to catch up with others. The teacher warns he that without strong basics, he won't pass the entrance exam even with awakened powers. He advises he to repeat the year and aim for college again next year instead of rushing. He passionately pleads with his teacher, claiming his awakened bloodline will help him succeed if he trains hard. With sparkling, determined eyes, he insists he's telling the truth and begs for a chance. The teacher is stunned by his sincerity and starts to believe him. The teacher agrees but doubts he will succeed, saying he'll likely need to repeat the year next time. He heads to the Ancheng Warrior Center. He explains he has over $1 million in startup capital from his parents' accident and house mortgage. He decides his two options are to train as a warrior or increase compatibility with Timora's template. He notices Timora has 3 compatibility points, 2 more than the system's usual 1, raising his curiosity. He concludes the only possible answer involves the mysterious serum. The serum boosted the Timora template, granting it 2 extra compatibility points. He realizes gene-related serums can boost his template, and it's a better path than hard warrior training. Excited by the idea, he rushes off to buy a gene-enhancing serum using his startup money. He scans his student ID card to enter the facility. He looks surprised as something unexpected catches his attention. He sees many powerful people with dark, shadowy beast auras filling the area. He is shocked to see that everyone around him has already awakened their bloodline. After awakening the Mad Flame Demora template, he gains the special sensory power called Life Magnetic Field. Demora's ability allows him to detect life signals from other creatures using its magnetic field. He can now feel the burning energy and beastly power inside other awakened warriors. He feels an uncontrollable urge to fight, influenced by Mad Demora, the king of beasts. He admits he's still weak, but plans to one day show the world the power of the king of beasts. Suddenly, someone taps he on the shoulder, catching him off guard. A confident and stylish woman playfully warns he not to stare at others so casually. He apologizes, and the woman explains it's normal for new awakeners to lose control. He asks for help finding genetic medicine. She explains that gene medicine is expensive and can become less effective over time due to resistance. She advises using gene potions only after hitting a bottleneck. He curiously asks how much one costs. She tells him that, at his stage, only beginner potions are suitable, and they cost about 400,000. Yi is shocked by the price and says even with all his money, he can't afford 5 potions, then asks her for a discount. She hands him her business card and tells him he can get a discount using her referral as a veteran warrior. Yi waves goodbye playfully, while Huang Helai thanks him with a smile. Someone with glowing blue eyes intensely focuses, ready for what's next. Yi is shocked by a huge hospital bill showing 1,450,000 yuan. Yi nervously shops at a weapon store, overwhelmed by the insane prices. The building lights up at dusk, hinting something powerful is happening inside. Yi begins merging with the Mad Flame Beast template, glowing with blue energy. Yi's stats skyrocket as he mutates, surrounded by floating gene syringes. Yi collapses, exhausted but thrilled after leveling up through gene potions. Yi proudly reflects on his rapid progress and potential if he uses Demola's full power. Excited and confident, Yi believes he has a real chance at topping the exam. Yi flexes with determination, declaring his cheat mode isn't enough if it can't surpass geniuses. Yi enters the secret realm, where zones are ranked from E to S based on danger. S-class realms hold beasts so powerful, they could destroy the world if unleashed. Yi arrives at Anqingno 3, an E-level secret realm. He notices the place is quiet, thinking only weak beasts remain for rookies. Yi books his entry and signs a death waiver to enter the secret realm. Standing before a glowing portal, Yi stares at the secret realm rift. Yi declares his ambition to become the king of beasts. With fierce determination, he leaps into the portal. He dives deep into the swirling energy of the secret realm rift. Yi lands inside the realm, ready for whatever awaits. The secret realm spans across stars Kanglin, Anwei, and Taijin. Yi marvels at the realm, amazed by the sight he'd only read about. He's awestruck by the beauty, calling it truly magnificent. While admiring the starry sky, a red beast quietly watches him nearby. A fierce first-rank beast, the Bladefang Rabbit, launches an attack. It charges Yi with deadly fangs and explosive energy. Yi easily grabs the rabbit mid-air, overpowering it. He smirks, revealing he sensed the beast long before it attacked Yi. He reveals his special ability, Life Magnetic Field. He finishes the Bladefang Rabbit with a single, powerful strike. He examines the magic core, estimating its value at 1,000 yuan. Yi realizes how profitable this is. He earned in minutes what others make in weeks. Yi considers that collecting low-level beast cores isn't worth it and wants to find a stronger beast. A huge, terrifying beast suddenly appears before Yi. The beast is revealed to be a second-rank demon corpse bug, just what Yi was looking for. Yi grins confidently and prepares to fight, saying, "Speak of the devil." Yi enters Anqingno 3, an E-class secret realm glowing with mysterious energy. Yi clashes head-on with the monster, slashing fiercely with his blade. Yi recalls info from the monster encyclopedia and targets the bug's weak spot, the soft abdomen. The demon corpse bug launches a powerful, swirling energy attack at Yi. Yi charges up powerful martial energy, preparing a special move. Yi unleashes a devastating hyper beam attack on the monster. A new terrifying beast appears and launches spinning purple projectiles from its mouth. Yi is shocked to learn the monster's mandibles can shoot deadly projectiles. Yi gets hit hard by the monster's projectile and is thrown back violently. Furious, Yi yells about his expensive outfit being ruined. He realizes his current martial arts level isn't enough to defeat the beast. Yi blames his weak performance on the original body's poor academic and martial foundation. Yi, out of options, decides to activate his cheat ability. He triggers Mad Demola, Emperor Demon's Bloodline, for a massive power boost. His body transforms with glowing energy. His strength jumps from 15 to 21. The demon bug roars in fury, preparing for another attack. A monstrous beast lunges with wide jaws to attack a fast-moving figure. Yi charges downward with beast-like claws, surrounded by green energy. Yi stands victorious after destroying the Tier 2 corpse demon bug, still radiating heat. Yi complains that his expensive sword got corroded by the demon bug's venom and calls it a scam. Yi clutches his stomach, realizing he's starving after the monster hunt. He smells something delicious in the air, instantly drooling. Yi is shocked to find a green-grade magic core emitting a mouth-watering aroma. Ignoring the risk, Yi shouts, "Who cares?" and prepares to eat the core. Yi He swallows the glowing green magic core, which bursts with energy. The system updates, showing a slight increase in his compatibility with the Emperor Demon template. Yi He is amazed to feel his compatibility rising as power surges through him. Excited, Yi He realizes that cheap magic cores can boost compatibility more efficiently than expensive potions. Yi He cries sparkly tears, realizing he wasted his money on pay-to-win potions. Fueled by frustration, Yi He vows to hunt all night to make up for his loss. Yi He activates his life field, sending out a wave to detect nearby life. By the next afternoon, his compatibility reaches 9% and his physique climbs to 15.8. Yi He decides to stop consuming white cores and sell them since they no longer help. The woman is shocked that a high schooler like Yi He collected 20 white cores and 1 green core. Yi He follows government rules, handing over part of his loot and earning 200,000 credits. With 9 days left before the college exam, a D-class secret realm opens in Ansheng-no. 4. A team discusses completing a bounty mission for the Blood Jade Flower. They realize they're one person short for entering the secret realm due to Old Chen's injury. Lin He assures the team he contacted an agency to find a new martial artist. He introduces himself as a Tier 2 martial artist while a hooded figure stands by. Yi He, in disguise, confirms his fake identity as Dadsla, a level 9 martial disciple. Yi He explains he paid 100,000 credits to an illegal agency to get a fake ID and join the mission. The others find the name Dadsla weird, and Yi He admits it's a copyright-safe version. Lin He warns Yi He not to hold the team back since he's under-leveled, but lets him tag along to observe. Yi He agrees, thinking it's better to clarify expectations now than be betrayed mid-mission. The team drives through the portal, determined to find the Blood Jade Flower. They track the flower to an oasis, but it's guarded by a strong Tier 2 monster with elite bloodline. He reflects on how the secret realms vary this time. It's a desert instead of a rainforest. The team is suddenly chased by ferocious earth demon rats. Captain orders Hood to deal with the threat, and he prepares to fight. Hood unleashes massive bladed weapons as he gets ready for battle. Hood's blades slice through the earth demon rats with deadly precision. The rats explode mid-chase as the vehicle speeds across the desert. Hood calmly confirms the threat is eliminated while Yi He observes his brutal efficiency. A view of the desert shows a distant green oasis under glowing planets, possibly the flower's location. The team marches forward under a fiery sky, ready to take on the Blood Jade Flower mission. Yi He wonders why they stopped driving despite the distance to the oasis. Lin He explains the engine noise would alert nearby monsters, so they must walk. The team begins assigning roles. Xiaozia will use a stun grenade, Xiao Wu and Hood will set traps. Old Liu will provide cover fire, while Lin He takes the front lines. They tell Yi He Dadsla to just stay back and observe, and he casually agrees. A flare launches into the sky, signaling something's about to happen. A stun grenade explodes, releasing monster attracting pheromones. A terrifying Tier 2 Earth Dragon charges toward the scene. A mysterious figure walks through the smoke, armed and ready. A bald, menacing man appears with a sinister smile and blade laughing maniacally. Lin He attacks the giant beast with a powerful energy blast. The team celebrates as the Earth Dragon collapses. Defeated Lin He, calm and fearless, tells the team to keep moving forward. A dragon's massive claw comes crashing down as someone shouts to warn Captain Lin. Yi He leaps from above to strike the dragon that is threatening Captain Lin. Yi He unleashes a devastating energy attack from above, striking the ground with explosive force. The team is shocked that a martial novice like Yi He could shake a Tier 2 beast with a single punch. Everyone celebrates Yi He's victory as he casually says, "No biggie," and is welcomed as a new companion. Lin He holds up the Earth Dragon's core, confirming its defeat. The group discusses the red soul essence of the Earth Dragon, amazed at its value and potential. Captain Lin says they barely made it, but successfully defeated the dragon and found its blood. Lin is unexpectedly stabbed from behind by Hude, who grins menacingly. The team is shocked and horrified, shouting Lin's name and asking what's happening. He draws his sword and demands to know why Hude is attacking. A massive bald man with a skull belt and fur collar appears. He is identified as Huo Peng. Yi He learns from his teammate that Huo Peng is a dungeon thief who steals loot from martial artists. Captain Lin struggles after being poisoned. questioning how Hudi knew the secret dungeon location. Yi realizes the enemy embedded hidden information inside a deadly dart. The villain mocks Yi, telling him to return to school instead of chasing death. Yi calmly replies that he's aiming to be the top scorer even in battle. The enemy charges at Yi, calling him arrogant. Yi activates his power, calling the bald enemy the real arrogant one. Yi powers up with blue flames, calling the enemy trash he's ready to take out. Huo Peng smirks and orders Hudi to kill Yi, who launches a deadly barrage of flaming blades at Yi. Yi counters with a powerful, fiery energy attack, unleashing his full strength. The battlefield is shaken, and someone warns that Hudi has vanished. Hudi leaps down from above using the powerful move, Mountain Splitter. Yi channels electricity and prepares to test out a new skill. Yi blasts Hudi with a piercing energy attack straight to the chest. Captain Lin and his teammate are stunned that a so-called novice defeated Hudi in one blow. Yi casually silences the scene, while Hudi lies defeated in the background. Huo Peng is shocked and asks what powerful family Yi belongs to, recognizing his gene technique. Yi calmly replies that he's from the Demandra clan and mocks his enemy's desperation. The enemy, now in a monstrous form, declares that Yi still can't match his overwhelming power. Huo Peng activates his Bloodline transformation Tyrant Terror Black Bear. Using the martial technique, Peak Shaker, Huo Peng towers over Yi in his beast form. Yi strikes back fiercely, targeting the beast's legs with a powerful glowing attack. Huo Peng unleashes a powerful spin punch as Yi charges in close. The beast's massive paw slams into the ground with explosive force. Yi realizes the strength of a second-tier martial artist as Huo Peng's energy surges dangerously. Huo Peng builds up a powerful area shockwave, cracking the ground beneath him. Yi, now glowing with energy, prepares to launch his counterattack, declaring it's his turn. Yi unleashes his ultimate move, Core-Fused Mountain Crush, with a glowing blue fist. The powerful punch lands, blasting the enemy back with overwhelming force. Yi stands victorious as the defeated enemy lies unconscious on the ground. The team looks on in awe, stunned by how incredibly strong Yi is. The beaten villain curses Yi, calling his toxic gene technique despicable and vowing he'll be punished. Yi, glowing with power, coldly wonders why everyone keeps cursing him and questions who the villain even is. A huge martial arts event is kicking off at An City's stadium with cheers and flying banners. The entrance exam is a knockout battle where students fight in pairs to move to the next round. Each student must win 3 matches in auditions to reach the finals and become the top scorer. The announcer motivates students, reminding them they carry humanity's hopes on their shoulders. The An City higher exams begin, and fierce battles erupt in Arena No. 1. In Arena No. 4, a girl strikes her opponent with a powerful glowing punch. Arena No. 6 faces a delay. Only one candidate has arrived so far. The commentator explains that Huang Tongtong is present, but he hasn't shown up and may forfeit. Huang Tongtong recalls her past humiliation and wanted revenge using her fierce fire lizard, but Yi didn't show up. The crowd mocks Yi, calling him a coward for not appearing at the exam. The referee declares that Yi from An City No. 1 middle school has forfeited due to absence. Suddenly, powerful energy fills the air, shocking even the experienced elders. A glowing blue figure descends from the sky, shocking the onlookers. Everyone is stunned by the unknown power letting someone fly through the sky. A massive energy blast crashes down in front of Huang Tongtong, shaking the arena. Startled by the explosion, Huang Tongtong panics, unsure of what's happening. Yi suddenly appears and punches Huang Tongtong in the face with full force. Yi launches her into the air with a blinding burst of blue energy. Shielding his eyes, Yi casually comments that he almost had to try again next year. Huang Tongtong lies defeated on the ground as the announcer declares Yi the winner. The crowd erupts in excitement, praising Yi's power and his legendary sky kick. Yi's stats are revealed. His strength comes from the Blood Jade Fruit and a monster template. The tournament bracket shows Yi advancing, now set to face Long Tao. Yi defeats Long Tao from An City No. 4 middle school with a powerful blue energy attack. Yi strikes down another opponent, Long Tao from City No. 3, securing yet another victory. The crowd goes wild, calling Yi a one-kick Superman for his unstoppable victories. Yi wins all 3 matches and moves on to the 3rd round of the tournament. Universities start chasing Yi He, eager to recruit him for his talent. Yi He is surrounded by university scouts praising him and offering scholarships. Yi He pauses and calmly repeats the question, a favorite university. Yi He confidently announces that his goal is to enter Hwadu University. Others doubt Yi He, warning him not to be overconfident. Hwadu is a top martial arts university. Yi He smirks, determined to prove them wrong and take first place through sheer strength. Officials approach Yi He, asking him to undergo a reevaluation of his martial arts level. He officials are shocked. He's martial arts level jumped from 3rd to 9th in just half a month. Yi He explains that he trained in a dangerous secret realm to fulfill his father's final message. Everyone is stunned to learn that Yi He broke through his genetic lock. The officials rush off to report the shocking news, while Yi He realizes he's now being closely watched. Other students receive warm encouragement from their families as they prepare for the exam. Yi He reflects sadly that he has no one to cheer him on, realizing he's truly alone. An old man watching from afar cheers Yi He on, showing someone still cares. Yi He enters the arena for his promotion match with full confidence. Yi He's next opponent is Luo Xuan, a powerful fighter with elite lineage and bloodline. Luo Xuan mocks Yi He, but Yi He stays calm, confident that strength will decide everything. Luo Xuan unleashes his full power by activating his bloodline awakening. He attacks Yi He with a deadly martial art move, dashing lightning claw. The claw rushes toward Yi He with intense speed and energy. Yi He calmly blocks the attack with transformed hands, mocking Luo Xuan's weak impact. Luo Xuan screams in pain as Yi He crushes his hand effortlessly. Yi He lifts Luo Xuan into the air, overpowering him completely. With a devastating energy blast, Yi He smashes Luo Xuan into the ground. Yi He smirks confidently as the announcer declares him the winner once again. The announcer is stunned. Luo Xuan, a top seed, was instantly knocked out by Yi He. Online fans go wild over Yi He's unmatched calmness and skills, calling him a true master. The crowd erupts in cheers, calling Yi He the one-kick man and a finalist for sure. A mysterious girl watches silently as Luo Xuan is carried away on a stretcher, whispering Yi He's name. A new rival watches Yi He with admiration and declares he'll defeat him in the final. At Hwadu University, the admissions office orders a full investigation on Yi He. Meanwhile, matches in another arena continue as the second group advances. Kai Shaoling, the confident queen of Archang Second Senior High, enters the spotlight. Liu Qingzhu, the elegant and silent, unattainable flower, steps into the arena as her rival. The referee blows the whistle, starting the match between the two girls. Kai Shaoling charges at Liu Qingzhu with a confident taunt. Liu Qingzhu activates her powerful secret martial art technique. A massive energy strike blasts toward Kai Shaoling. Kai Shaoling gets knocked high into the air from the impact. Kai Shaoling unleashes her fire-powered martial skill. Howling Gale Strike. Liu Qingzhu pretends to be vulnerable, trapping her opponent with swirling energy. Kai Shaoling panics as her hand is stuck in the air currents Liu created. Liu Qingzhu strikes with her powerful Primordial Chaos Finger technique. The announcer is shocked that a student has mastered a high-level Xuanhuang martial skill. Kai Shaoling activates her Fierce Transformation Awakening, Tiger King. Kai Shaoling awakens the Shadowclaw Tiger King, an extremely rare third-tier royal bloodline. With a fierce grin, Kai demands to see Liu Qingzhu's Netherphonix bloodline. Furious, Kai mocks Liu's calm response and unleashes her full wrath. Liu Qingzhu counters with the powerful Liu family secret art. The two clash head-on, their powers surging with blinding energy. Kai Shaoling uses Fierce Tiger's crippling kick to strike with intense force. Liu Qingzhu counters with the glowing Primordial Chaos Jade Finger. Their powerful techniques collide, shaking the entire arena. The audience watches tensely, unsure who will come out on top. Kai Shaoling appears to be the winner, still standing in the dust. But something feels off. Kai suddenly senses danger. Kai Shaoling collapses from exhaustion. Liu Qingzhu remains standing. Liu Qingzhu is declared the winner. Hailed as a once-in-a-century genius, online viewers are stunned to learn Liu Qingzhu awakened a rare 4th-tier Netherphonix bloodline. The tournament prepares for the top 8 advancement draw ceremony. Yi He steps up to draw his match placement. Yi He draws slot A for the next round. Shen Guan from King Feng Private High Draws Group, a heel face Yi He Shen Guan suggests they watch the first match Luo Roman 11 vs Chuzhu. Luo Roman 11 enters with powerful energy control, aiming for Huadu University despite Luo Sai's strength. Chuzhu defeats him effortlessly. Yi He learns that Chuzhu, his schoolmate, is the mysterious winner. The King Feng principal fumes after their first match ends in defeat. Yi He asks Shen Guan how he compares to Luo Roman 11. Shen Guan proudly says he's the martial arts club president and even two teammates together couldn't beat him. Shen Guan admits Yi He is the only real threat in this year's exams. He compares Yi He to a dormant volcano hiding a terrifying beast. Shen Guan signals it's time they're up next. The second match of the top 8 advancement tournament begins. Yi He faces off against Shen Guan as the intense battle starts. The Ancheng High School Martial Arts Tournament is heating up. Yi He and Shen Guan clash fiercely, their powers equally matched. The crowd watches in shock as the intense battle unleashes powerful energy. Shen Guan grins through the blood, mocking Yi He's supposed strength. Shen Guan powers up, shielding himself with martial energy. Yi He prepares to strike. Yi He acknowledges Shen Guan's strength, ready to take on the challenge. Shen Guan unleashes his clan's dragon martial arts, summoning a fiery beast. With explosive force, Shen Guan launches a devastating dual fist strike. Yi He's eyes widen, he's shocked by Shen Guan's incredible speed. Yi He is struck midair by a powerful blow, unable to dodge in time. Yi He coughs up blood, overwhelmed by Shen Guan's fierce attack. Yi He slams into the floor, the impact shaking the entire arena. Another fighter charges in with a raging bear spirit to defend Yi He. Shen Guan crashes Yi He into the ground with brutal force. Yi He realizes Shen Guan's strikes combine physical and internal martial force. Yi He steadies himself and prepares to fight back with full power. Shen Guan locks Yi He in a hold, blocking his ability to use martial energy. With a fierce throw, Shen Guan sends Yi He flying across the stage. A blazing tiger spirit roars behind Shen Guan as he unleashes his full might. Yi He is struck by a devastating kick, launched through the air with violent speed. Shen Guan strikes with overwhelming force, his spirit energy forming a giant fiery beast. Yi He declares he won't lose, summoning all his strength to resist. A massive energy blast erupts as their powers collide head-on. Shen Guan laughs wildly, enjoying the pain and declaring dominance. Emergency medics rush in, prepared for the worst after Shen Guan's brutal combo. A sudden force stirs the air, something unexpected begins to shift. A witness's eyes widen in shock as a mysterious light appears. A massive wave of blue energy bursts out, shaking the entire arena. A terrifying dark beast form emerges, covered in lightning and scales. With glowing eyes and crackling power, he reveals his true monstrous form. Spectators are stunned. This is a rare full beast transformation in a high schooler. The beastly fighter steps forward, his awakened bloodline power overwhelming the field. An elder examiner notices an unusual spike in energy from the battlefield. Everyone panics as Yi He's core radiation skyrockets off the charts. 9999999. A powerful barrier is activated to contain Yi He's overwhelming core energy. Spectators are stunned. Yi He's bloodline awakening is unlike anything they've seen. Yi He smirks in his beast form, realizing no one on this planet knows what he is. Shen Guan begins bleeding again, realizing he can no longer contain Yi He's energy. Shen Guan unleashes his own terrifying beast form, radiating golden power. Yi He descends in his awakened form, locking eyes with Shen Guan in a final showdown. Both warriors charge up their ultimate martial arts techniques, power surging violently. Yi He unleashes a devastating blue slash, tearing through Shen Guan's defenses. Shen Guan's arm is shredded, he barely manages to block the attack in time. Yi He hovers with unstoppable energy, telling Shen Guan it's over despite his strength. Yi He and Shen Guan face off, both unleashing powerful bloodline energy. The opponent senses Yi He's strength has become uncontrollable after awakening. Yi He dives from above, lightning crackling across his beast form. He smashes down with a rapid barrage, overwhelming Shen Guan. Yi He unleashes a golden dragon-shaped fist. The attack rushes toward Shen Guan with immense force. Yi He grabs his arm and flips over him. He slams Shen Guan straight into the ground. Yi He's fist crashes down like a meteor. The impact explodes, sending shockwaves across the arena. Shen Guan manages to land, barely steady. Yi He stands unfazed, lightning sparking from his body. Yi He lands heavily, cracking the ground beneath him. He releases a massive burst of blue energy. Shen Guan takes a hit but stands stunned. Then suddenly, Shen Guan drops to the ground and surrenders. Yi He shouts in frustration, annoyed by the delay. He lowers his claw, calming down, then exhales the leftover energy with discomfort. The match ends. Yi He is declared the winner. Online, fans joke about how he didn't even go all out. Social media explodes with his clips and praises. A VIP watcher proudly bets everything on Yi He. The principal yells, furious that Shen Guan surrendered. He threatens to cut support unless Shen Guan repays everything. Shen Guan grabs his shoulder, silencing him instantly. He explains he surrendered to avoid permanent damage. Shen Guan warns him strength can't be controlled with threats. The principal is stunned and quietly agrees. The top 4 finalists of the tournament are announced. Yi He's school dominates, taking 3 of the 4 spots. The school leader laughs, expecting a promotion. Fans cheer as the semifinals draw ceremony begins. Yi He draws the same lot again, Group A. His opponent, a strong girl, also draws Group A. The semifinal match is set: Yi He versus Liu Qingzhu. Fans go wild for the most hyped battle yet. Liu Qingzhu unleashes a divine phoenix, glowing with fierce energy. Her power alone crushed a top-tier bloodline user with ease. Yi He counters with a thunder beast, equally terrifying. His bloodline awakens, fully rivaling hers in strength. Viewers quietly agree both sides are equally matched. The arena is silent, tension building for the semifinals. Yi He and Liu Qingzhu step forward as their names are called. The referee signals the match begins. Yi He steps forward through the explosion without a scratch. Liu Qingzhu smiles calmly, unshaken. Yi He's aura rises, forming a terrifying beast in the smoke. She tightens her stance, hoping Yi He is strong enough. Yi He releases a huge burst of steam, covering the whole stage in smoke. The crowd is confused, unable to see what's happening through the thick fog. The commentator excitedly wonders how the genius Liu Qingzhu will counter Yi He's unexpected move. He speculates whether Yi He has activated some kind of bloodline awakening. Yi He watches as Liu Qingzhu's silhouette calmly stands within the smoke. He realizes her skills and battle intelligence are far superior, making prolonged fighting dangerous. Knowing this, Liu Qingzhu charges in at full power with a blazing energy attack. Liu Qingzhu surrounds herself with energy, preparing to counter Yi He's attack. Yi He charges forward at full speed, eyes glowing with intensity. He suddenly spins into a sweeping attack, aiming to catch Liu off guard. Liu blocks mid-air, surprised by his unexpected move. A giant shadowy dragon roars behind him, unleashing terrifying pressure. Yi He leaps in with a powerful energy punch, aiming straight at Liu Qingzhu. Spectators criticize Yi He for being ruthless, while Liu Qingzhu struggles to hold back the attack. Her energy bursts out, but it disrupts her timing and stance. Yi He strikes her directly with a fierce energy-infused blow. Liu Qingzhu is hit hard and has no time to recover. Yi He follows up with a devastating overhead attack as she falls. Yi He tries to land a powerful claw strike, but Liu Qingzhu dodges at the last second. He unleashes a massive energy wave, aiming to overwhelm her. Liu Qingzhu calmly analyzes the technique, recognizing his energy-infused claws. She flips over the energy slash, narrowly avoiding its impact. Then, with perfect timing, she counters with a piercing energy strike of her own. Yi He launches a relentless flurry of attacks, striking with overwhelming force. Liu Qingzhu braces herself, shocked by his stamina and relentless power. She recalls her two martial techniques, one focused on defense. The secret scrolls of her clan flash in her mind, defensive and offensive arts. If she could activate even one, she could escape this desperate situation. But He doesn't give her any opening to counter. She realizes that if this continues, she'll be forced off the stage and lose. Liu Qingzhu holds her guard, eyes sharp with determination. He grips a mysterious purple feather, dark energy swirling around it. He notices the shift and braces herself as tension builds. He activates his final trump card, his eye glowing with ominous power. The feather releases its energy, triggering a powerful awakening. A mysterious purple flame bursts open above He, catching him off guard. Liu Qingzhu appears mid-air with glowing wings, her body transformed by immense power. She activates her bloodline, awakening the power of the Phantom Sparrow. Her eyes glow as she warns she can't control her strength in this state. He smiles confidently, saying that's exactly what he wanted to hear. He reveals he was only using half his power until now and is ready to go all out. He suddenly senses danger from behind as purple energy flashes. Liu Qingzhu swoops in with full force, releasing a devastating strike. He roars with power, countering with his explosive energy. Their attacks collide in mid-air, creating a massive shockwave. The audience is overwhelmed by the blast, shielding their eyes from the impact. The shockwave continues to ripple across the arena, leaving the crowd in awe. Liu Qingzhu soars through the sky, her wings slicing the air with force. Her glowing eyes widen as she senses something terrifying ahead. He unleashes a monstrous surge of lightning energy, shaking the entire arena. He transforms into a terrifying beast-like form, glowing with deadly power. A massive blue energy blast explodes in the center of the arena, lighting up the stage as He and Liu Qingzhu clash fiercely in their first semifinal match. Liu Qingzhu senses the rising energy and looks alarmed. She mutters that this energy fluctuation feels dangerous. He unleashes his full strength, dark energy surging as he prepares to strike with unstoppable power. Massive energy erupts from He's back, forming sharp, glowing spikes as he stores an immense amount of power. He's face begins to morph into a terrifying energy skull, his ultimate power fully concentrated, about to be released in a devastating blast. He releases a massive energy beam from his mouth, blasting forward with overwhelming power and fury. Liu Qingzhu stands firm within the blinding energy, her silhouette glowing as she faces the devastating attack head-on. She braces herself, absorbing the energy blast with a powerful barrier, glowing with intense force. Liu Qingzhu's hidden potential awakens her, eye glows fiercely as her power starts to break free. The energy beam strikes the ground with explosive force, sending a blinding shockwave across the arena. Liu Qingzhu reflects the beam with her enchanted feather, redirecting the attack with a brilliant counter. Observers realize He's breath attack has been deflected by the feathers on Liu Qingzhu's body, turning the tide. The crowd gasps in shock and fear, shielding themselves from the powerful energy blast surging toward them. A glowing hexagonal barrier activates just in time, shielding the audience from the incoming blast. The redirected energy explodes against the barrier, causing violent shockwaves and blinding flashes. A tall man in a red shirt and suit calmly walks through the golden light, exuding authority and control. With a serious expression, he declares that today, the strongest guardian in Ansheng's history will be born. The announcer excitedly praises the mayor, saying it's thanks to him that the audience was safely protected. Blood slowly drips onto the ground, hinting at a serious injury that just occurred. Liu Qingzhu stands with her wings damaged, her body wounded, yet she remains standing, refusing to fall. She realizes He's single attack pierced through her most powerful defense, leaving her stunned. Trembling, she questions herself, can I really defeat him? As fear and uncertainty begin to show. Liu Qingzhu recalls the voices of her ancestors urging her not to lose. They see her as the last hope to restore their family's honor. A young Liu Qingju stares up at the ancestral tablets, overwhelmed and trembling as the pressure consumes her. Her mother reminds her that everything her training, her upbringing was for this moment. She must not fail. Her mother's voice grows colder, commanding her not only to win this battle, but to keep winning forever. With tears and fear in her eyes, Liu Qingju struggles to speak, "But Mom, I can't breathe." Liu Qingju gazes ahead, tears forming as she whispers, "I'm so tired." He stands tall, his body crackling with energy. Liu thinks, he is unbelievably strong. She smiles faintly and thinks, facing someone this powerful, maybe losing is only natural. With a fierce final burst, Liu Qingju dives forward, yelling for he to end it and strike her down. Liu Qingju charges in with a final strike, but he calmly stops her by grabbing her attack mid-air. Shocked and breathless, she asks, Why didn't you dodge?" He looks at her seriously and says, "Qingju, why have you lost your fighting spirit?" Liu's eyes widen in realization as he's words strike a nerve. He glares at her and demands, "Have you ever truly seen me for who I am?" He gathers fierce energy in his fist, shouting that he wants to unleash this power in a proper, direct fight. Liu Qingju's eyes widen, shocked by he's overwhelming energy and determination. He forcefully slams Liu into the ground, his energy erupting as he pushes her to the limit. He demands with intensity, "Take me seriously," Liu screams. "I admit it," repeatedly, overwhelmed by he's relentless blows. She laments no one has ever hit her like this before. Liu Qingju, holding her head and trembling, cries out, "I was willing to let you win. Why are you still pushing me so hard?" A powerful blast sends Liu flying backward, and someone yells angrily, "Don't hit a girl in the face, you jerk." He smirks confidently and says, "That's right, if you don't want to get hit, then fight me seriously." Liu Qingju awakens with immense energy, transforming with glowing wings like a phoenix reborn in lightning and flame. Liu Qingju's eyes light up with tears and power. She activates her final transformation, the true demon beast form. With calm resolve and radiant energy, Liu declares, "As you wished, I will fight you in my strongest form." He stands firmly on the ground as Liu Qingju descends from the sky, radiating powerful purple lightning with her wings. He smirks confidently, his eyes glowing blue with excitement as he faces the true form of the beast. He unleashes a powerful transformation, his body covered in blazing blue energy. He roars fiercely as he activates his strongest body technique, merging magic and martial arts. He charges forward fiercely, his body wrapped in wild blue flames ready to clash. Liu Qingju blocks his attack with her wings glowing in fierce purple energy. A massive explosion of purple light bursts out as their powers violently clash. He punches through the swirling purple energy, forcing his way toward Liu Qingju. He powers up with raging blue flames, his body tearing through the storm of energy like an unstoppable force. Liu Qingju closes her eyes and starts absorbing the surrounding energy into her body. Liu Qingju unleashes a roaring blast of overwhelming purple energy, shaking the entire battlefield. Liu Qingju unleashes a gigantic beam of purple energy toward Yi. He braces himself, surrounded by a thick shield of blue lightning energy. He glares fiercely and mocks her, showing he's ready to counterattack. Sharp crystals of blue energy burst violently from Yi's body, amplifying his power. Liu Qingju focuses all her energy between her fingers, preparing a deadly attack. Determined, Liu Qingju abandons defense to unleash the Liu clan's strongest move. Liu Qingju releases a massive, blinding surge of purple lightning, aiming straight at Yi. Yi counters with a devastating blue energy beam, colliding fiercely with Liu Qingju's attack. Liu Qingju channels the power of her bloodline into a glowing orb of energy. She unleashes a deadly bloodline technique, firing multiple sharp beams of energy downward. The energy beams crash violently into the ground, causing massive destruction. The crowd watches in shock as Yi's atomic breath and Liu Qingju's bloodline strike collide fiercely. An announcer panics, realizing the clash is too powerful for either fighter to fully control. Huang King calmly activates a secret genetic technique, his eyes glowing with a fiery light. A giant golden wall bursts from the ground, radiating a powerful aura to block the clash. The barrier is immediately overwhelmed and cracked by the violent collision of forces. The audience watches in fear, realizing the mayor must have created that shield. Someone wonders if the mayor is trying to stop Yi He and Liu Qingzhu's deadly clash. Another spectator worries that without the mayor's intervention, everyone would be caught in the blast. Huang King silently observes the weakened golden barrier, realizing it was rushed and unstable. He thinks about how Yi He and Liu Qingzhu's combined attacks caused the massive explosion. Blood drips from Liu Qingzhu's wounded hand as she struggles to stay conscious. Liu Qingzhu kneels on the ground, heavily injured and barely able to move. Despite her injuries, Liu Qingzhu stares ahead with fierce determination, refusing to give up. Yi He steps forward firmly, cracking the ground beneath his foot. He stands tall and unscathed, looking down at the injured Liu Qingzhu kneeling before him. Liu Qingzhu stares in disbelief, realizing her strongest attack barely scratched Yi He. Yi He calmly warns her that if she doesn't remove the radiation poisoning from her body, she'll be crippled forever. Liu Qingzhu trembles silently, struggling to find her words. Tears stream down Liu Qingzhu's face as she cries out, asking why he forced her into such a brutal fight. Yi He crouches calmly in front of her, meeting her gaze without anger. Yi He questions whether she truly didn't want to fight, or if she just refuses to admit her desire to win. Yi He tells her that during their battle, he could clearly feel her desperate thirst for victory. Liu Qingzhu looks up at Yi He in shock, speechless for a moment. In her heart, she admits Yi He was right, she truly wanted to defeat him. Memories flash through her mind, recalling how she abandoned defense to launch her strongest attack. Confused and frustrated, Liu Qingzhu wonders why, despite wanting to surrender, her body kept fighting to win. Liu Qingzhu lowers her head, realizing she truly enjoyed fighting for her own sake. Blushing deeply, Liu Qingzhu gets flustered when Yi He lightly grabs her by the collar. Yi He tells her that during the battle, her mind was filled with too many unnecessary emotions. He explains that this confusion and hesitation is the real reason why she lost. Yi He turns away and says that Liu Qingzhu is still the strongest opponent he has faced so far. With a smile, Yi He says he looks forward to having a pure and fair fight with her next time. Liu Qingzhu blushes deeply, her heart shaken by Yi He's words. The smoke clears, revealing Yi He standing alone and undefeated in the arena. Yi He raises his hand in victory as the announcement declares his win in the first semifinal match. After defeating Liu Qingzhu, Chu Zhu easily wins his match and advances to the final stage. The final battle of Ancheng High School begins, with Yi He facing off against Chu Zhu. The Ancheng finals officially start as the massive audience eagerly watches the live broadcast. Chu Zhu draws his glowing sword and unleashes a powerful energy, preparing to strike. Yi He smirks confidently, challenging Chu Zhu to attack him without holding back. Chu Zhu charges forward with a powerful spinning slash, shattering barriers in his path. Yi He stands confidently as a massive shockwave bursts around him, pushing Chu Zhu back. Yi He wraps his body in fierce energy, preparing for a devastating counterattack. He unleashes a destructive energy punch, sending shockwaves and shards flying everywhere. Chu Zhu, holding his glowing sword, remarks that Yi He is too lazy to find his real body and instead attacks all clones with brute force. He realizes his defense is completely useless against Chu Zhu and admits Chu Zhu is a true monster. Yi He, with a fierce expression, decides to attack from a distance since close combat is impossible. He summons a giant, fierce dragon made of energy to attack Chu Zhu with overwhelming force. Yi He activates his bloodline power, ice veins, unleashing a freezing energy that spreads rapidly. The battlefield is covered in gigantic ice spikes as Yi He unleashes a massive, area-wide ice attack. Chuju's ice vein power is so strong that it creates a massive ice mountain, trapping Yi inside. Chuju sweats slightly, realizing that unleashing such intense ice power is a heavy burden on his body. The audience notices that the huge ice mountain has started melting from the inside. A brilliant explosion of golden and blue energy erupts as Yi breaks free with overwhelming force. Chuju's eyes widen in shock as he witnesses the powerful counterattack. Chuju prepares to unleash a powerful ice-based attack aimed at the massive crystal formation. A huge blue explosion bursts out, shaking the entire battlefield with incredible force. A sharp dragon-like claw slams onto the ground, cracking the surface with its impact. Yi appears in a monstrous, dragon-armored form, towering over Chuju with overwhelming presence. Chuju silently tightens his grip, staying calm in the face of the new terrifying transformation. Yi, with a sharp and determined gaze, announces that he will unleash his ultimate move originally reserved for another opponent. Yi gathers massive energy and forms an enormous, blinding sword of pure power, preparing to strike with full force. Huang Qing watches in shock, realizing that despite Yi's young age, he already possesses terrifying sword intent and power. Yi launches a fierce, full-power strike wrapped in massive blue energy. Blood splashes into the air, hinting that someone has taken a heavy hit. Yi, wounded but unfazed, coldly mocks Chuju, saying he might stand a chance if he had a better sword. Chuju looks up, shocked and overwhelmed by the strength of Yi's counterattack. Chuju's sword shatters into pieces on the ground, showing his defeat. Chuju, sweating and serious, asks how big his remaining chance is. Yi smiles calmly and mocks that Chuju's chances are only slightly better than a stray dog's success. Acknowledging his defeat, Chuju raises his hand and surrenders. The final announcement is made. Yi wins the Anchang High School final battle. Yi supporters cheer excitedly after his victory. Yi stands proud as his live stream popularity explodes. His face appears on buildings across the city, celebrating his win. People praise Yi as the strongest champion in Anchang's history. The crowd roars Yi name in the stadium. The host announces Yi as the champion after 3 days of battles. A reporter asks Yi about his rise from the bottom. Yi thanks his teacher for believing in him during tough times. The principal suddenly calls out to Yi. The principal offers Yi a $2 million scholarship. Yi excitedly thanks the school and the principal for the reward. He proudly thanks himself for his hard work and success. Yi is shocked to learn he unlocked a hidden system reward for winning the title. Yi walks down the quiet gym corridor. As soon as he appears, a huge crowd of reporters and students rush toward him with cameras and questions. Some students ask Yi bizarre and inappropriate questions while showing him suggestive images. Yi runs away from the crowd, shouting that he has no time to waste on these reporters. Yi enters the basketball gym, relieved to have escaped the reporters. He excitedly realizes that he can also receive system rewards through interviews. A mysterious man congratulates Yi on obtaining the elemental throne. Yi is shocked that there's still another reporter. The man clarifies he isn't a reporter, but someone from Huadu and wants to discuss gene locking. Yi is shocked when he hears the term gene lock. He thinks to himself that he gained all his powers through monster templates, not any gene lock. The man questions if Yi learned the term from his father, a regular taxi driver. Yi confirms it, while the man pulls out documents, saying this term doesn't match his father's occupation and hints at something deeper. He becomes suspicious, wondering if someone even more powerful is involved. The man hands over a confidential envelope, saying it's due to Yi's unique case. Yi opens the envelope and is shocked by its contents. The image reveals a mysterious, divine-like being named Prometheus, connected to a top-secret national biotechnology project that has been hidden from the public. Yi realizes he might be a secret research result of Prometheus and is now classified as a high-level subject. The man assures Yi He that the state won't harm him and that he has the right to know the truth. The man explains that Yi He is a national-level subject and will be protected at all costs. Yi He laughs confidently, saying that fame brings both trouble and attention, and society really values power. Yi He bids farewell to the school gym one last time. He celebrates getting into Hwadu University with a huge scholarship and prize money. Excitedly, Yi He initiates a new template ability draw through his system. A mysterious, glowing portal-like structure opens up in front of him. Yi He stares in awe as the portal emits a powerful light. The mysterious purple vortex intensifies with energy. A massive, god-like mechanical being with an elephant-like face emerges. The system identifies it as the S-rank template, Colossal Mecha Titan with 60-meter size, flame resistance, and 1% fusion rate. Yi He is shocked and exclaims, "Colossal Mecha Titan?" Yi He wonders what would happen if he combined the power of the Colossal Mecha template with the Mad Emperor Mora template. A visual of the massive fusion transformation appears, emphasizing its terrifying potential. A mysterious man cancels all his upcoming appointments, saying he has private matters to handle. Another man acknowledges the order calmly. Meanwhile, a massive force crashes into the ground, leaving deep craters with explosive impact. A muscular man punches the ground in grief and rage, repeatedly shouting. A hazmat-suited investigator reports they didn't find his brother's body in the ruins, but did discover some remnants near the last signal. Tests show traces of nuclear radiation and a massive energy explosion at the scene. The man sorrowfully blames his brother for not listening to him, recalling their mother's dying wish for him to take care of his sibling. A sinister man watches footage of Yi He winning the Ancheng tournament, admiring his potential with a wicked smile. He comments that Hwadu University will want Yi He no matter what, but it's a pity they won't get him in time. Yi He, holding a mysterious package, wonders if it contains something useful for exploring the secret realm. He reads a letter mentioning an ancient artifact discovered in the secret realm and is shocked by its contents. Yi He is shocked someone still uses handwritten letters in this era and jokingly wonders if the sender is from another time. The scene shifts to Red Maple Mountain in Ancheng, glowing under the sunset. A massive crowd gathers, suggesting thousands have come to the secret realm trial. Chuzhu greets Yi He with a confident smile, showing familiarity and rivalry. Yi He thinks Chuzhu has grown stronger and is surprised by how sensitive his senses are. Yi He asks Chuzhu which university he plans to apply to. Chuzhu replies with Hwadu University, suggesting they might still be schoolmates in the future. Yi He finds Chuzhu's attitude a bit unusual and begins to feel something is off. A loud announcement declares that the secret realm is about to open. A crackling dimensional rift forms in the sky, glowing with intense purple energy. A terrifying dark creature with multiple heads emerges, signaling danger. The monstrous beast hovers above Red Maple Mountain as stunned participants look on. A red-haired warrior rallies the group, shouting to kill the demon and charge into the secret realm. Fierce combat erupts as people and creatures are flung into battle. A monstrous bird-like creature appears, overwhelming the fighters and causing chaos. One of the birds is blasted away with a powerful energy attack. The Red Maple Mountain secret realm is revealed, filled with massive glowing trees and mysterious energy. Yi He and the other participants land inside the secret realm, ready for battle. Yi He detects a thick, bloody scent in the air, signaling danger. A horrifying swarm of demonic creatures begins charging forward. All the fighters leap into action as the order is given. Eliminate the monsters first before anything else. Fighters slash through monsters with brutal strength during the chaos. A powerful strike slices down a grotesque purple beast in a flash of lightning. Chuzhu activates his special ability, calling out "Power of the Bloodline." He unleashes a massive, icy sword wave that freezes and destroys a monstrous creature midair. Chuzhu dodges an incoming monster attack and prepares to strike. He blasts the monster with a powerful energy beam, killing it instantly. Yi He warns him to watch his back, and Chuju thanks him calmly. The two stand over a field of blood-soaked monster remains, realizing none of the creatures in this secret realm are weak. Chuju is shocked to realize that Yi has already wiped out so many monsters. The demon beasts Yi killed appear completely melted, as if their blood was vaporized. It's revealed that Yi used large-scale nuclear radiation attacks that silently destroy cellular structures. Observers are stunned by the speed of the clearing, wondering if high-level warriors are helping. One figure explains that it's not help, they simply have someone in this exam round who's in a transformed state. Some doubt that a high schooler could be that powerful, but others remind them of this year's live broadcast and how strong the top students are. Yi and his team stand strong and energized in battle stance, glowing with power. A signal flare is launched, announcing that the Beast Tide's leader has been defeated and the monsters are retreating. Chuju reflects on surviving the first wave, but notes that out of the thousands who entered, only a small group remains, many of them wounded. Yi jokes about how hard it is to carry all the monster cores he's collected and asks Chuju for help. Chuju offers his space ring, allowing Yi to store everything inside. Yi is impressed by the valuable space ring and teases that Chuju must be secretly rich. The group notices that the powerful senior warrior has returned. Everyone expresses relief, knowing that without him defeating the beast leader, they would have all died in the swarm. A man named Wu Sen from Uncheng's Silver Wolf group introduces himself to Yi and praises his performance. He offers Yi an S-rank contract to join their elite team, promising university support and many benefits. Onlookers are stunned, knowing how rare such an offer is. Even top university students rarely get it. A girl riding a black flame beast approaches, teasing Wu Sen for arriving late, revealing how fast she actually is. A girl from the Chengda team invites Yi to join, promising 15% of their monthly cultivation resources despite their smaller scale. Onlookers are stunned, comparing the offer to getting shareholder-level benefits just for joining. Yi politely declines, saying he's not considering joining any team at the moment. Despite the rejection, they shake hands and agree to remain friends for future cooperation. After repelling the Beast Tide, Chuju and Yi decide it's time to explore the forest area freely. They quickly leap into the air to scout from above, moving at incredible speed. The two land atop the massive red trees, gazing at the landscape. Chuju suddenly spots something unusual and asks, "What is that?" Yi and Chuju observe the enormous, glowing trees towering like mountains in the mysterious forest. Yi smiles confidently, imagining a future where they conquer this secret realm and uncover its truth. Chuju admires Yi's fearlessness and self-confidence in the face of unknown dangers. A bystander realizes that Yi is the true leader not just because of strength, but because of his ambition and mindset. Yi activates his life force radar ability and senses the distribution of all living beings in the secret realm. However, he detects an unusual blank zone in the southeast completely devoid of life, like a void. A vision of monstrous sea creatures attacking a ship reinforces his suspicion that something dangerous is hidden there. Yi points out the southeast area to Chuju, telling him they need to investigate it immediately. A mysterious, glowing forest with giant twisted trees and red mushroom-like tops reflects over a still lake. Yi excitedly calls out to Yulai, while Chuju looks confused at the sudden outburst. Yulai stands confidently with two teammates, recognizing the energy zone and asking if it's the one from their hometown. Chuju walks beside Yulai and her group, asking how long they've been here. Yulai explains they recently arrived and are scouting the lake area for long-term water resources. Kaiyang emerges from the water, shocked as Yulai grabs him by the collar mid-air. Dripping wet and excited, Kaiyang shouts that they've struck it rich after discovering something underwater. He tells Yulai there are ancient ruins beneath the lake, and they cheer together. Yulai is surprised by how enthusiastic the man is and asks what kind of ruins could excite them this much. Yi explains that in the secret realm, structures from lost civilizations are called ruins, often hiding powerful secrets. Chu adds that many modern martial arts foundations and technologies are believed to have originated from such ruins. Kaiyang with red eyes is startled, realizing someone else is approaching. Yu Lai yells at Kaiyang to stop as he aggressively confronts He and Chu. Chu calmly explains that he and Yi ranked first and second in the last city trials. He comments that their strength is far above most others and suggests letting them join. Kaiyang angrily asks how they plan to divide the spoils from the ruins. He confidently suggests dividing the rewards based on contribution, since they are just outsiders joining in. Kaiyang agrees to let Yi and Chu join temporarily, but warns them not to act out of line. Yi and Yu Lai dive underwater, swimming toward the ruins. They emerge inside a glowing cave filled with crystal-like icicles and blue light. Chu points out that the deeper area of the cave lies beyond a narrow corridor. Kaiyang wonders where their teammate Lai Wai went, as he was supposed to guard the entrance. The other man guesses Lai Wai might have found treasure and gone ahead alone. Kaiyang calls out loudly for Lai Wai, but receives no response as the group approaches cautiously. Chu asks if they checked for signs of monster activity in the underground area. The girl replies that she and Lai Wai placed detection bombs, but not a single monster appeared. Looking anxious, the girl warns that the place feels dangerous and questions if they should keep exploring after Lai Wai went missing. Kaiyang yells furiously that they must keep exploring, fortune lies ahead, and only the weak retreat. He declares that cowards should leave, and those who want to get rich must press forward. The group, silently pressured by Kaiyang's words, prepares to move forward despite fear. With determined expressions, everyone walks cautiously through the glowing underground tunnel. A strange ripple or energy pulse suddenly forms on the ground ahead of them. He stares at the phenomenon with sharp, focused eyes, saying nothing. Yi warns the group not to move, sensing something's wrong. He notes that there's no time left, they're likely already in danger. He explains that Huangfu and Lai Wai's ability to find this hidden route underground in such a vast cave is too suspicious. He suspects they were misled, someone may have woken their allies and fled. He smirks confidently, stating that he still has a trump card ready. The group enters a vast chamber filled with eerie green vines and crystal formations. They discover ancient remains entangled in vines, suggesting the place was wiped out long ago. Yu Lai whispers to Kaiyang, asking where the ruins he mentioned are. Suddenly, a girl shouts and points ahead, startled by something in the distance. She nervously stammers, indicating she's seen something unexpected or frightening. The group is horrified as they discover Lai Wai's lifeless body suspended by demonic vines. Yu Lai and the others are frozen in shock and fear at the gruesome sight. Kaiyang collapses to his knees, screaming that the ruins are gone and questioning what happened to them. Kaiyang, terrified and sweating, reveals he's also being affected by something possibly the same fate as Lai Wai and urges everyone to run. Kaiyang screams in agony as green vines burst violently through his skull, killing him instantly. The group watches in horror as Kaiyang is dragged and impaled by the same deadly vines. A bright blue energy blast erupts, forming a powerful X-shaped explosion. The energy beam crashes down, obliterating the area and possibly the creature, as the man's body is thrown back. He clenches his fist and realizes that the demon beast is far more intelligent than expected. After capturing 2 warriors, the creature used their energy to spawn a fake warrior as bait to lure more victims. He observes that they've already fallen into the monster's trap. Massive vines crash down, blocking the entrance tunnel the group came through. Someone shouts that the monster has sealed their exit. It doesn't want them to escape. Chu calmly reveals from his knowledge that the enemy is a terrifying second-stage demon beast, a ghost vine demon. Yu Lai is shocked to realize it's a royal-level beast, far beyond anything first-stage warriors like them can handle. Yi, now glowing with intense blue energy, grins and says he doesn't care about its level, he just wants to smash it. An explosive blast of power erupts violently, signaling the start of his devastating attack. A powerful, fiery man charges forward confidently, declaring he's here to take someone's life. Yi turns and asks in surprise if someone still remembers him. The man reveals he tracked Yi through radiation left by a red tree's energy in the mountains. He explains how he suppressed his presence and followed Yi into the underground cave to avoid detection. Despite using stone walls to block the path, he was still discovered, and now he's determined to kill Yi, the only person who escaped their deadly ambush before. Yi casually questions the raging man's identity, acting as if he doesn't recognize him at all. The man charges at Yi, shouting in fury and launching an attack. Caught off guard by the lurking vines, the man realizes he's been lured into the ghost vine demon's lair. Enraged, he screams that the demon is now targeting him and questions if this was all part of Yi's plan. Yi calmly explains the ghost vine demon's trait of absorbing rage and spiritual energy, while the angry man attacks wildly. The enraged man launches a massive energy blast, but Yi mocks him for acting so dramatic after just meeting. Yulai realizes the cave is collapsing due to the intensity of their battle. She shouts for everyone to move aside and get out of the way quickly. Yi powers up with intense blue lightning energy, preparing for a massive counterattack. He launches a spiraling energy blast upward with full force. The energy crashes into the ceiling, blasting rocks and debris everywhere. Yi tells Yulai and the others to escape first while he holds the monster back. The fiery man roars and attacks, yelling for Yi to stop running. A powerful ice barrier bursts forth as a sword technique called Sword Will Soul Shield activates. Chuju stands firm with his sword, declaring that as long as he's here, no one will harm Yi. The attacker scoffs arrogantly, mocking the ice attack and reminding them that he's an 8th rank martial artist. Yi unleashes a powerful lightning strike while sarcastically asking the enemy where he's looking. He delivers a fierce energy-infused punch titled Plasma Shock Fist. The impact of the attack creates a massive blue explosion, shaking the battlefield. Yi tells Chuju to step back, acknowledging the opponent as a high-level warrior and that he'll handle it himself. Yi steps forward, telling his team to leave the enemy to him. After the fierce battle, the demon beast is fully defeated, leaving behind a calm, shattered lake surface. Chuju urgently asks, "Where is Yi?" while looking around in concern. Chuju, injured and drenched, remains silent as he gazes ahead with a serious expression. A powerful explosion of blue energy erupts from the ground, shaking the surroundings. A monstrous figure rises from the energy blast, its body crackling with lightning. The mutant creature appears to be breaking apart mid-air, overwhelmed by the attack. Chuju stands confidently with Yulai behind him, while the crowd looks on in awe at the aftermath of the battle. A massive explosion of blue lightning fills the sky, forming a giant humanoid figure in the clouds. Yi, now shirtless, leaps out of the lake as his companions run toward him. Yi sits cross-legged on the grass, quietly recovering his energy as Chuju stands beside him, speaking calmly. He laughs nervously while Yi, looking skeptical, taps his chin, trying to make sense of the recent events. Yi clenches his jaw and sweats nervously, secretly thinking about using his monstrous power to turn the situation in his favor. Yi and the others politely say goodbye to the group, promising to repay the help once they escape the secret realm. Yi and Chuju share a confident glance, both seemingly aware of the deeper game at play. A portal opens as Yi and Chuju leap into it, beginning their next journey deeper into the secret realm. A loud step lands on the pavement with force, drawing attention. Yi and Chuju look up in awe, clearly surprised by something in the sky. A massive aircraft flies above the city, leaving citizens shocked and pointing. Yi slams his hand on the counter in frustration, while the receptionist warns him to stay calm. Yi scratches his head, smiling and apologizing, saying he has too many things to appraise. He calmly starts placing items on the counter, ready for appraisal. A close-up shows multiple large bags being laid down, one after another. He sets down the final bag, while the shocked receptionist questions if he's unloading a warehouse. The receptionist, overwhelmed and sweating, nervously asks if he is finally done unloading. He smirks confidently, teasing that she should hurry up with the calculations. He calmly adds that he still has many more spirit medicines to appraise. Outside the Spiritual Medicine Appraisal Center, people are surprised by the rare herbs he brought. Inside, a crowd gathers around he's herbs, shocked by their high value and rarity. He walks confidently as people admire his collection of magical cores and resources. He thinks about selling the low-grade magic cores and keeping the rare ones, like the blue core from a 5th-rank beast, for greater rewards. He's bank account receives 2,750,700 credits after selling the magic cores. He walks outside, planning to sell the appraised spirit herbs next. A luxury car suddenly stops in front of him. An older man, the boss of Ping the pharmacy, greets he and mentions he heard about the herbs he found. The man offers to buy the herbs at a price higher than market value, hoping he will sell them to him. He realizes someone at the appraisal center leaked information about his herbs, but he's fine with it since buyers came to him directly. As a luxury car drives off, he reminds them to contact him next time they need spirit herbs. He checks his phone and sees his bank balance has increased to 7,450,064 yuan. He thinks it's better to invest this money into improving his strength. He notes that ordinary supplements and low-tier herbs from the market haven't improved his cultivation at all. He feels frustrated that even with so much money, he can't afford the powerful high-tier materials that actually matter. He suddenly gets an idea there's still one more way to improve. He decides to train in martial arts, a path that could help him break past his current limitations. With determination, he sets out to learn powerful martial techniques. He races through the streets on his bike, heading to his destination. He playfully says he's coming to collect his golden ticket. The scene shifts to the entrance of the school principal's office at Ancheng-no, one high school. A hot drink is served, indicating a formal and respectful atmosphere in the principal's office. The principal warmly welcomes he back to school and is surprised he came to visit. He politely presents a gift from Ping the pharmacy, explaining it's not a bribe but a token of gratitude. He requests help finding a strong martial arts teacher since he hasn't entered university yet and can't ask his clan for support. The principal praises he as an excellent student and role model for the school. He's surprised he wants to rush into martial arts training now, advising him to wait until after he starts university. He passionately declares he wants to grow stronger and asks to try again. The principal praises his motivation and decides to make an exception because he's a gifted student. He and the principal share a lighthearted moment, laughing together. Next afternoon, the school building is shown, indicating time has passed. While wiping sweat after training, he receives a call saying the arrangements are ready, and he can now go. He thanks the principal and asks which martial arts family he's being sent to. He is shocked he can't believe the prestigious Liu family of Ancheng is willing to teach him their secret martial arts techniques. Outskirts of Ancheng, a motorcycle races at high speed toward the destination. The girl on the back praises the driver's speed, calling him amazing. The driver proudly says this isn't even his best, he has something even wilder. He looks stunned, nervously warning them about reckless driving and reminding them about safety rules on the highway. The girl screams at the biker for being insane and says his driving is deafening her. She mocks him for trying to race a motorcycle while riding a cheap bike. The biker tightens his grip, ready to prove his speed. He rockets forward with a blast, declaring his pride and saying no one of lower status is worthy to race him. His passenger calls him a true beast, amazed. He watches calmly with a blank expression, unimpressed by their antics. The two motorcycle riders are hit with a blast of shock and disbelief as a massive blue energy wave surges past them. He speeds off on his bicycle with explosive blue energy, casually saying, "Let's go," quietly. The energy trail streaks through the highway with immense force, overwhelming everything nearby. The stunned motorcycle duo watches in disbelief, realizing that He's bicycle is moving at nearly airplane-level speed. He arrives at the entrance, impressed by the grandeur of the Marshall family estate. He looks up at the enormous building and feels the powerful aura surrounding the place. The estate gives off intense life energy, hinting at the presence of incredibly strong individuals inside. A mysterious figure with delicate feet steps out, suggesting the arrival of someone important. Liu Qingju greets He warmly with a smile, saying, "You've arrived, Yi Tongsu." She playfully asks if seeing her makes him unhappy. He denies it, slightly flustered. Liu Qingju teases him again, then explains her mother sent her to escort him inside. She leads the way into the estate, with He following behind respectfully. The two walk through the grand doors of the Liu family's mansion. Liu Qingju looks up and says, "Mom, he has arrived." A pair of elegant heels steps down the stairs, signaling someone important approaching. A glamorous woman in a purple gown descends the staircase gracefully. She introduces herself as the head of the Liu family and welcomes He. He and an older man beside him are both stunned, speechless, and blushing at her beauty. After the college entrance exam at the Liu family estate, the scene shows a peaceful view of the mansion. Liu Qingju stands nervously in front of her elegant mother, who sits calmly with tea. Liu Qingju hesitantly says, "Mom, her mother gently interrupts, telling her, "Qingju, don't be nervous." Liu Qingju's mother watches a video of He fighting and praises how well he handled the situation. She says Qingju doesn't need to act personally, He's strength speaks for itself. Qingju stays silent, listening attentively. Her mother bluntly says Qingju's younger brother lacks talent and can't inherit the Liu family's legacy. She tells Qingju that the responsibility now falls on her alone. Her mother gently touches her face, acknowledging that Qingju is not only capable, but also beautiful and worthy of this heavy duty. Liu Qingju's mother reflects on the fragile status of their clan's legacy and how it could fall into decline if not strengthened through strategic alliances. She bluntly asks Qingju, "What do you think if I let you be with He?" Qingju is visibly shocked and blushing at her mother's sudden proposal. Her mother explains that He has great potential, talented, determined, and not from a weak bloodline, making him a worthy match. Qingju struggles to respond, but her mother reassures her she doesn't need to answer now, just spend some time with He and see for herself. At the entrance, He kneels politely to present a gift as he greets Liu Qingju's mother, who welcomes him warmly. Liu Qingju's mother says she heard from the school principal that He wants to study advanced martial arts. He is surprised and thinks to himself, "She agreed this quickly." She confirms it's true and tells Qingju to guide him. She explains that Qingju will take He to the Liu family's martial vault. Due to internal rules, he's only allowed one day inside to train. She adds that deep within the vault are 3 powerful Huang rank martial techniques. Whether He can learn them depends entirely on his own ability. He respectfully bows and says, "Thank you to the Liu family for this opportunity." Liu Qingju's mother notices he thanked the family, not just her personally. She concludes that He is smart and politically aware. She silently praises his intelligence and says she now finds him more pleasing to the eye. Liu Qingju watches He and wonders why her mother looked at him so strangely. She leads He through an underground hallway toward the martial arts vault. He teases Qingju by asking, "Qingju, why do I feel like your eyes have been on me this whole time?" She quickly responds, "I haven't." He leans in close and grins playfully, asking, "Really?" Qingju gets flustered, yells, "Why are you getting so close?" and kicks him back. He bursts into laughter. Their laughter echoes through the underground tunnel as they approach a massive vault door. He is told that the stone gate is made from a special refined material that can withstand powerful attacks without breaking. He asks if he's allowed to punch it, While Liu Qingju looks confused and doubtful about his strange approach, Yi He unleashes a glowing blue punch filled with powerful energy. As the energy surges, Liu Qingju is reminded of terrifying memories triggered by the same blue glowing fist technique. Yi He unleashes another powerful blue energy punch against the massive stone wall. Despite the strong impact, the stone wall doesn't move or crack at all. Yi He hurts his hand and is confused, while Liu Qingju giggles and prepares to take him to choose a martial technique. Inside a vast scroll library, Yi He is told he can pick any martial technique and unlock it using his identity card. Yi He and Liu Qingju walk toward the secured chamber, which requires card access to enter. Qingju warns Yi He that learning a profound technique in one day is nearly impossible and suggests starting with a basic one. Yi He teases Qingju, asking if she's worried about him, while Qingju acts embarrassed. Qingju inputs a security code to unlock the vault containing rare black-grade martial techniques. A mysterious figure emerges dramatically from a glowing red vault, shrouded in smoke. Yi He is stunned as he realizes that the Xuanwang martial technique is not in book form. Yi He stares at a dark, monstrous statue, questioning if this terrifying object is the actual technique.
This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.